It is April 7th, 2018, WrestleMania weekend. I'm Glenn Rubenstein. This is Wrestling Inc. Here with Raj Giri, who just got off a plane coming back from New Orleans, where he spent the last 48 hours. Mr. Matt Morgan will be coming along. And tonight, the NXT TakeOver that some people on Twitter are calling the best TakeOver ever.
I mean, you can't go wrong with TakeOver. I feel like there hasn't been a bad TakeOver. There hasn't been an average TakeOver. I feel like they're all good to excellent. I thought this was another. So I missed the first two matches. I was on
oh
my way
man,
back.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that. The first match especially, that was fantastic. Best ladder match.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna check that out right after we're done. But yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I've seen a lot of wrestling the last few days. So
I'm sure. It's yeah, it's funny, the main championship match tonight. Like, it's weird when that was kind of like, if I had to pick, not a low point, but that would have been match of the night on your average WWE card. And that was probably just the least great match we saw tonight. Yeah.
I thought from everything I saw, I started with the tag, the tag titles, and every match was strong. So it was a really good, awesome show. I mean, TakeOver kind of steals the weekend a lot of times, like there's a ton of small shows that have a ton of awesome wrestling, but as far as you mix in the production quality, the production and everything, and TakeOver is, and they're usually the best thing WrestleMania weekend.
Well, I'll tell you, here's my takeaway from tonight, which is that NXT is back, and I think we felt that it was there after Philadelphia, after the Rumble weekend. But look, we've talked about it before. They had some trouble sustaining the awesome run that they had 2015 into 2016 once Finn Balor left, once Bayley left. They had all these call-ups, and it was a little bit of diminishing returns for a while. I think that it wasn't as star-studded from wall to wall as it is now, or it was then.
Yeah, they have a lot of stars. They just don't have that star, like they had with Nakamura and Finn Balor. Like they don't have – I don't think Johnny Gargano is that guy.
Although tonight –
he's super over, but as far as really coming across as like I don't know, how do you say it without sounding? He's more like a Daniel Bryan as opposed to Hulk Hogan, and Daniel Bryan's a superstar, but you know what I mean.
Well, I look at it tonight, and now the women's division, I will say, amazing that we still get one women's match. We were talking about it online. Brooklyn 2 was the last time there was more than one women's match on a TakeOver card. But you look at those other matches, who are the top guys? Who do you pick to push?
Right.
Embarrassment of riches right now.
Mr. Matt Morgan, how you doing, man?
Good luck, WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
that's it.
I'm going to say it right now. If we minus the pre-show, okay, I really feel because we got to give it a fair shake. We can't bill and charge WrestleMania for 5 hours. You know what I mean? It'll hurt their chances. So we'll take that out of the equation, and I'm still holding NXT against it tomorrow. It's going to demolish it.
I'm sure. I think just from a match quality standpoint, it won't be topped. I missed. I was saying I missed the ladder match. It sounds like it was awesome.
Oh my god, dude! I don't even know where to begin. My head's going to explode. I'm the only wrestling fan on the planet who's not a Ciampa Gargano feud fan. Holy shit, I absolutely was tonight.
Right.
Beautiful.
Storytelling was out of this galaxy good, despite the crazy amount of injury laden for sure moves that was going on in this match. But my mind is absolutely blown by those two. Gargano, I see why everyone's into him. I do. I don't see it transitioning in the main roster, unfortunately. I hate to sound like a hater. However, Ciampa, I think, has a fighting chance a little bit. Yeah. His physique was out of this galaxy good, too, tonight.
Yeah. And he's got that look. He's a little on the smaller side, but he's got a cool look to him.
He is. It's all about pairing, and that's up to WWE to do a hell of a better job with. Don't be putting them in the ring with like Sheamus or bigger guys that they're not even gonna have a real feud with to begin with, and a throwaway match to hurt the guy's chances.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, starting with that opening match. So Raj, you got to go back and watch this because Matt, I felt like there is so much talent in NXT right now, perhaps more than there's ever been before. Just in terms of but seriously, like what other era has there been so many guys that could be the top guy? Look at that first match. You know, if you're NXT booking right now, who do you pick? Who's next? Do you go with Velveteen Dream? Do you go with Ricochet? Do you go with EC3? Do you put Undisputed Era? Do you put Adam Cole in the main title picture? There's so many ways you can go with this right now. And I felt like that first match, any of those guys, Lars Sullivan, Killian Dane, those guys in the traditional Vince big bruiser mode. Yeah. I just feel like the talent right now is so good that, I mean, NXT, just to service all of the talent they have, I think they almost have to consider going to a 90-minute-a-week show at this point because they are stacked the way that they haven't been since 2015.
Lars Sullivan's the only one, no offense to him, in that match I don't see as a top guy. There's a lot of guys. I shouldn't say that. There's a few of them. But the top guy is a really big statement to make. But for NXT, like, I think EC3 is going to be a main roster guy more than an NXT guy. Just my 2 cents. He looks the part. He's he just screams WWE star. Ricochet, though, he surprised me. He's not just a guy who just flip-flop and flies. He's got some physical charisma to him as well. There's some really, he has so much more potential that's still undone yet, which is amazing to me because he's super over already, right? Because of his moveset. But with his charisma that I saw tonight, he could be a character as well, I think. I do think he can pull it off.
If they invest in him, I'm saying this right now, he will be the biggest star ever in NXT. He'll be bigger than Finn was, bigger than Nakamura, if they invest in him and build him with good storylines.
Ricochet is awesome, but there's always that, there are always those things that hold you back. And
But back to your question though, guys, for my money, I'd put the goddamn Rocket all over what's his name,
Velveteen Dream.
Absolutely,
he's a superstar. I think he's a lot of people. That was one of the questions I got a lot this weekend. Like, which of these guys are superstars? I think I know you don't see it, but Lars Sullivan is a guy that Vince is going to love. He loves that kind of look and that size, and I think
a weird build though, dude. He looks like a 1950s wrestler. Like,
that's why it works.
He's not. It does work. It works in the ring with midgets, but that dude is no taller than 6'3". He's not a big man. I'm telling you. You'll see it the minute he's in the ring with Sheamus or the dude from God darn it, we always make fun of him every week. Oh God, I'm sorry, I'm drawing his name. Played for Florida, University of Florida.
Oh, Baron Corbin. No,
no, football player. Was an All-American for University of Florida. He's on the main roster. Big black guy, 6'5". How many
Titus?
Black guys are 6'5"?
Titus O'Neil. Yes. Titus
O'Neil. Put him in there with Titus O'Neil. Titus will dwarf him too. I'm telling you, he is not now. Killian, there's more money in Killian.
You think so?
Absolutely.
I think Lars has got that face, though, that it stands out.
He does have a standout. I'm not saying he doesn't stand out. He stands out on NXT. I'm saying, I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying, comparatively to the other guys, he's my last guy on that list. That's how stacked that list was. But Velveteen Dream all damn day for my money. And if they're smart, I know fans don't want to hear this, but I want this guy to be humongous. Give him a whole nother year there. He's 22. There's no reason to rush him. I don't give a shit what's going on in the main roster, and you need new stars. You wait with him. That is the one. That's like what you do with Brock Lesnar and OVW. You give him time to develop. You let them simmer. You let that guy simmer. He's a frigging mint to print money, man.
He combines everything really well. I feel like he needs to work on his promos a little bit. His promos are still a little bit off, but once he gets that down.
Look what they're asking of him.
Yeah, I mean, he's 22, like you said. I mean,
they're asking him to pull off is he gay? Is he not character? You know what I mean? Like, he's flamboyant. Like, that's tough. Yeah, and he's doing it, I think.
If someone said we need you to mix Prince, Rick Rude, and Goldust,
I mean, oh my God, I thought the stuttering thing was like hard to pull off. Come on, Oh my God, if I got that thrown on me, I'd be like, what?
The only thing about Killian Dane, I don't know what you guys think. I feel like his look looks a little like he'd be in a Geico commercial, like a comedy.
Looks like Attila the Hun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, until that big SOB comes flying through those ropes at 400 pounds.
No, absolutely. I think he's impressive as hell. I just think right now his look looks like it just needs to be worked on a little bit.
Yeah, they got. I don't know. I just they could. I just think there's so many stars in that match. That was a really good one. And I hate to say it, I'm a friends with EC3, but out of them all, I mean, not out of them all. I said Lars was last, but EC3 was like second to last for me.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't give Ricochet more big spots in that match.
Dude, really?
Yeah, I mean, I just think he's
again. I haven't seen it, but I don't know if you want to blow your wad right off the bat either.
But that footage of his entrance online with him doing the backflip into the Spider-Man crouch, I mean, it was just like,
yeah,
they didn't give him anything that showy tonight.
What? What about the freaking Lars was tipping the ladder over, Raj?
That was good.
With him on the top, like he was going to fall off of it and fall out of the ring.
I think it was
3D. Let me talk.
Okay.
3D. Imagine TLC when Bubba Ray's at the top of the ladder punching Matt Hardy, right? And they both come and they grab the ladder. They tip them both over. Do you remember that spot? They go through like two tables. It's a historic spot, Raj. Do you remember this?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So Ricochet, similar position, second rung from the top of the ladder. Lars comes in and tries to tip the ladder over with Ricochet. Leaning tower and going to go flying out of the ring. That's how big the ladder was. Homeboy jumps off at the last second and does a freaking backflip onto two dudes on the ground.
Oh, nice.
Dude, that was some video game shit.
Yeah, because back in the day, that's where they would take the crotch shot, right? Where they fall off the ladder and land.
Hit the top rope, yeah. Dude, but he landed the outside in a backflip. I was like, come on. I'm impressed as hell with him. And his punches, he's got some nice, I know some small, but his punches are money. Like they're knockout punches. He's got some nice ones. He surprised me tonight.
Yeah, I think with EC3, it kind of reminds me of Drew McIntyre. He's just not it's not an NXT thing. Their main roster, Vince is going to, like, as soon as I saw Drew McIntyre in NXT, and how, he's worked on his physique a lot. He's a lot more impressive than he was back, in the day. And I'm like, man, as soon as Vince sees him, he's going to get him off of NXT and get him on the main roster. So I think EC3 is going to have that same. I don't think he'll be in NXT that long.
Me either.
So Adam Cole won that first match.
He's another one, guys. He's too short. Sorry. He's too short, too, for the main roster. I'm telling you right now, too, which sucks. It
sucks, yeah, because he's got everything. Just doesn't have that. If he had another 6 inches,
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I hate to say it.
No, I mean, they're all in on Undisputed Era. That's very clear tonight.
In NXT.
Which is an interesting storyline. I mean, we'll talk about that more when we get to the tag match. But yeah, that opening there, just so packed right now, this roster.
Yep.
No, I'm excited to check it out. I'm like so exhausted, but I'm gonna still catch it.
So Shayna Baszler versus Ember Moon. We have a new women's champion. There's a lot to unpack here. I mean, is Ember going to go to the main roster? How's that going to fare for her? How's it going to be with Shayna? Different women's champion, different type than what we've seen in NXT. We've had comic book characters, by and large, before this with Ember Moon, Asuka, and Bayley. Charlotte, or even Sasha to a degree. Charlotte was the stud athlete.
Right.
So this is going to be a different women's division. How long is Shayna going to be dominant? Is Ember going to rematch? Chase for a bit. Matt, what did you think of the match, though, to start with?
Well done. Again, it shows you the difference of what happens when they get to slow down and build up to a pay-per-view and I hate to say this, but rehearse the match properly and really take their time with a lot of things that once you get on that road with SmackDown and Raw and you're on the road 4 to 5 days a week, you just don't have that same time to put that same type of energy and prepping for those matches. And NXT does a good job of prepping for these matches. Like the simple little spot, it might look at home, but the spot with a kick to her left elbow, right? It screwed up Baszler's left arm, right? And then her shoulder. And then she rammed it into the post. Like little to relocate it. Like little cool nuances like that is not happening on a 4 times a week. You know what I mean? Grinding schedule. We've seen it with the other stud. We've seen it with Charlotte. We've seen it with all the other talents as well. this is where NXT gets to flourish. They get to take their time and really make sure they make the most of every little nuance possible. And it makes such a damn difference in these matches. As far as your question, sorry to go on so long about the women's division change. The women's division doesn't change, just the top dog does, right? So it's going to be a lot more. It's just, you know, more her finding her way still. She's still learning who she is in that ring. Talking about Baszler. And, you know, Raj called it that homegirl will be coming up to the main roster most likely, and that she would be dropping this title. So, I mean, I could do with someone else stepping in, but who else is there? Am I missing anybody?
No, I still feel like they're recovering from having Asuka as the dominant force. I don't feel that the women's division in NXT, I feel suffered, which is funny, given that we've had the Mae Young Classic, we've had all this new talent come in. I mean, has there been a breakout star? You know, I've been trying to...
Pirate, even though I hate her gimmick, the
Carrie?
Pirate.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her smile. I like her charisma. I know it sounds stupid, the smile thing, but I do. It's a genuine smile. She looks excited to be there. She has the built-in baby face about her, and I like what she can do in the ring.
She's awesome. I think she's great.
She is.
I love that elbow. I love that elbow.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
She's going against Lacey Evans. They taped that match tonight. It'll be airing next Wednesday on TakeOver.
So someone's saying they changed War Machine to War Raiders. Did you guys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they shot that before as well.
No.
No, I didn't see that. What was that?
War Machine is no longer War Machine. So they shot a bunch of matches before TakeOver that are going to air on NXT on Wednesday. And in that was War Machine's debut under the name War Raiders.
War Raiders. War Machine's a bad idea just because you Google that and a lot of bad shit comes up. You know?
Sure. But even like War Riders, War Raiders does not.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it
doesn't. Lacey versus Carrie. I'm curious about Lacey. It seems like they were high on her for a bit, given her past as a Marine and a mom. But I saw her character, that promo she did last week on NXT, and I'm just not.
Did a good job.
You like that character?
No, it was decent. I'm not saying it was good. As a human, I'm biased because, to my understanding, she was. The reason I'm saying is because I heard at the trial camp she wasn't very friendly, and I think that's laughable. When you've been in this business less than a year, you don't give those who have not been signed to a contract yet a hard time. You haven't earned that right yet. Yeah. You're in friggin' developmental. Slow your roll.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And maybe it's the Marine in her. You know what I mean? It could be.
I think her personal stories.
Marines are badasses. Marines are badasses. So maybe I'm wrong, but you know, I've heard it a few times now that during different trial camps, things like that, and they'll have her involved. She could be, like she's been there for like a Regal or something, or a Fit Finlay, going to make you pay your dues a little bit, and it's like, you've been there for 2 minutes. Slow your roll. They should give you a hard time still. You didn't cut your teeth yet.
No, agreed. Well, we did learn last night during the Hall of Fame commercial that ran, there will be a second Mae Young Classic this year. Mm-hmm. So the women's division, man, NXT, it's gonna just keep growing, and
cool. Very cool.
Very cool. So after that match, Shayna Baszler won. Ronda Rousey was in attendance.
One thing though, like how many new talents are they going to be able to bring on for the Mae Young Classic? I feel like anyone that should be on was on last year, kind of be a lot of the same people, I would think.
I thought the same thing too.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a couple of reaches to make it a little freshen it up, but I think it'll be at the cost of the classic being really good though. I think they should. I don't see anything wrong with bringing a lot of them back.
I think it'd be cool if they started bringing some, women from TNA, like back in the day, like Velvet Sky, or who they might not be the greatest workers, but they're stars and people know them. So
I'm surprised, quite honestly, that we didn't see that they didn't sign them. They signed the beautiful people to go against the iconic duo.
Oh yeah,
that could have been cool. I'm surprised.
That would have been a cool NXT program for sure.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting, and maybe Tessa Blanchard. Maybe now is finally the time.
Oh, guys, I guarantee you, Velvet will get a chance. Maybe if not, Madison Rayne.
Yeah, I mean,
Madison Rayne's cleared, right? She's clear to go.
Yeah, but I think she's working creative in TNA right now.
She was,
or she
I don't
was
think anymore.
Right? Yeah, I think you're right. She's not anymore.
She's good.
Yeah.
So Ronda was ringside.
That was weird.
Yeah,
That was weird.
With one of the other 4 horsewomen.
Was she like cheering on Shayna, or did they say anything?
Yeah, just gave her a big hug after her girl winning the title. I get that, but you're trying to build Baszler as a badass heel, right?
Right. Yeah. Like she should have she doesn't care almost.
Yeah, she should have been she should have pump faked the hug.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then do the old good luck at Mania. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
Last night on Hall of Fame, Matt, I know you hate when I say things like this, but Ronda, and not how she should look. Ronda looked adorable. She had a smile 10 feet wide.
That's the real Ronda,
night.
Dude.
I know.
She's a huge mark.
Dude, I got to tell you, with the Hall of Fame, man, people were leaving halfway into that thing.
It was long
we
as
left.
hell.
We left early.
Gosh, that was long.
It was long as hell. Like I was just like, man, I'd never been live to the Hall of Fame, and it was way too freaking long.
It was uncomfortable too. Goldberg's speech, it kept getting uncomfortable for me.
I don't know if you've seen the pictures on Twitter of Goldberg's speech, but it was almost empty, the arena.
It's just like
there's no offense to Goldberg. It's just I think it ran so long. Yeah.
It was too long, and he made me uncomfortable a few different times, and not in a good way.
Oh yeah,
Mark Henry though. Mark Henry.
What did he say?
Oh yeah, go for it.
You didn't see it. He was.
Yeah.
He tried to say he takes himself so seriously sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it makes it super uncomfortable because it's like, dude, be that superhero you're talking about for these kids, and this is why you're back, and that's awesome. Who can't relate to that? I love that about it. And then 2 seconds later, he's talking about when I had Big Show up, the jackhammer, and he's screaming for me to drop him, put him down, and I'm yelling, no, I'm good. And I continue to walk around. No one's laughing. He's like, and I continue to walk him around the ring, and I could have walked around with him around the ring for 10 days if I wanted to. It's like, dude, stop.
Right. That's interesting because Goldberg's usually, every time I talk to him, he's super humble.
He is. He's a friend. I love him. He's nothing like that. So I don't get what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know if he thinks he has to do that as a character. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's contradicting from who the guy I know is. Mm-hmm. And what you just said, you're right. He is humble as hell. So I don't know if he thinks when the light comes on, he has to act like that. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, probably. Huh.
I
heard Mark Henry killed it.
Mark Henry
killed it. Yeah, he did.
So good last night. That's what I encourage everyone to watch. Go back, watch Jarius, watch Mark Henry, skim through the rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was regretting my decision to watch it from home about halfway through the Dudley Boys' never-ending speech.
I was there for the Dudleys, and that's when I was like, I mean, you could tell they were going to do the table spot. I was telling Anjali about it. I was like, just wait for it. But, man, it took a long time to get there.
It did. They did.
And I love the Dudleys.
Go to anything else. Go to Access. Go to an independent show.
Well, Impact versus Lucha was hot. Like, we went to that. That was going on at the same time. We did both. And, the crowd was hot. It was a full crowd. Alberto no-showed. We'll get to that. But
yeah.
Anyways, let's keep going for TakeOver.
Okay, NXT Tag Team title triple threat. What do we have from this? So it was also the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic final. We had the Authors of Pain. We had the Undisputed Era. And we had Pete Dunne teaming with, why is his name escaping?
Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong, that's right. Yeah. Who ended up turning at the end and helping Undisputed Era win, revealing he's now a part of the group.
That's a good fit, by the way. This is a very good fit for him. He needs this. Roddy is plain Jane.
I don't know, man. He reminds me of Natalia, where I have a hard time buying him as a heel. Like, he just seems like such a natural babyface.
It doesn't work, though. It works for NXT, dude, but that's about it. He is plain Jane, dude.
Yeah.
Vanilla as hell.
Yeah. I mean, that's always been the problem with them, right?
Yeah, I just thought, NXT, I put so much faith. Maybe it's not fair because they take everybody and make him into a character somehow.
Yeah.
So I thought for sure with him they could. He's got some moves that are different. His multiple times of backbreakers he's able to do and work around that. But no, not so much. His entrance is boring as hell. Everything about him to me is boring as hell. And I hate saying that because I like his real life story, but you can only tap into that real life story every so often. You can't tell that same thing every single week.
Right.
It won't mean as much, right?
Yeah.
So What else? You got to have something else, dude. You just do.
Yeah, I hope this works because
I do too.
You know, like Sami Zayn, I didn't think I couldn't have seen him as a heel, and he's been great. So you never know.
Yeah,
it's a good match. Authors of Pain, I think, are ready to.
Authors of Pain, I've done a complete 180 on them. I think they're awesome. I think they're so good. Like, and think about how young they are and how. Yeah, I mean, they really started from scratch in NXT. They didn't have like indie experience and everything.
No.
They were kind of like thrown into the fire, and they've been doing amazing. No,
yeah,
they're going to be huge. They're going to be big on the main roster. The only problem is there's not that many tag teams you could see them facing, right? The Bar and
Bludgeon Brothers,
New Day, I guess. Yeah,
tag team division's a joke, and it's a shame. I don't know what to think or what to do with them. If I had my choice, you know,
man, if you combined it, like if you didn't have separate rosters, if you had Raw and SmackDown, all those tag teams together, it's an awesome division. But
if they book them serious, yes. If Bullet Club's wearing pumpkin heads, no.
You know what they should do? They should do a main roster tag team tournament with Raw and SmackDown, kind of like a big reset after some call-ups, and just use that to tell a story for a month or two. You know.
Yeah,
cool.
You think Authors of Pain are going to be on Raw on Monday, or like part of the Superstar Shakeup, or whatever they're going to call it? I think they're done in NXT. I don't see what else they got over there.
I don't either, but I don't know what to make. I really don't. I want to say I don't want to say move up yet.
Yeah,
I
feel like they could use some more seasoning, or
not that at all. I just don't trust WWE, SmackDown, or Raw.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a whole other issue.
You know, so I think like the business part of me doesn't want to see him go up there and get all that hard work, you know, for nut.
Well, I think Gargano, Ciampa, Adam Cole, I think they are all better off in NXT than going to the main roster. I wish NXT had more exposure so it didn't feel like you have to go to the main roster. Like it's just a third brand, but it's not.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think tonight's building would be that packed if it wasn't included in a package deal, or if this was just NXT? Do you think NXT can draw a gate like this all the time?
No.
Do you think it's just them benefiting because everyone's in town for WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's piggybacking off of Mania weekend. Because look, I mean, you know, even Royal Rumble, that show was like, I think they were like 60% full, and that was piggybacking off the Rumble. So, yeah, so I think you just get, and this wasn't sold out. I don't know if it's sold out by the end.
Really?
Yeah.
Good Lord, it sure as hell sounded like it. That's some of the loudest fans I've heard.
Yeah.
And could we talk about the redheaded female with a beard that they kept showing is sitting in the fans?
I didn't.
Did you guys see that?
No.
I swear to you, I'm not. I could be wrong, but it looked like a female with a full-on like a redhead with a beard, like a foot-long beard. And I'm like,
but it had to be at the dude then, right?
Is it a plant? Go back. I want you all to go back and ask the fans their opinion. If they saw a redhead, light up his whatever it's called. What's it called? Your board?
The chat.
The chat.
Yeah, light up the chat room. If you fans saw what I'm talking about, there was a female redhead in the crowd with a beard.
Derek is saying, "Yep."
They kept going to her, right, Derek?
So Mike is saying it was a dude. Mike.
I want to go back and pause it because they had to do this show. I couldn't do it. I wanted to go back and pause it and screen capture it and put it on there somehow. And go, my mind's playing tricks on me. Maybe.
I think it's a dude.
These are the situations that Aerosmith tried to warn us about. Man,
a good one, Glenn.
So yeah, Undisputed Era, they are all in on this, man. Between that and Adam Cole's win earlier, I'm curious. I'm not a big fan of dominant faction storylines. I think it can get kind of ridiculous, but I don't know. I mean, we'll see what they put in the main event picture after this. If they're gonna,
I love Kyle O'Reilly. Can I just state that? I didn't know anything about him before NXT. I know I have seen his name online, shit like that, but I've never seen him.
Yeah.
And when I saw him in person, I was like, what's the big deal, right? But once that bell rings, he's a badass. I like his style. He's different. He's animated as hell. Mm-hmm. I think he can be a WWE super. I think he could. I think out of them, I know it sounds crazy because I know he's supposed to be third of the three, right? coming into NXT as far as notoriety goes. But I think he could be the biggest of them all, of all three, because of his facials, because he knows how to do larger than life sells. And that's huge with WWE. You're playing, your job is to play to the person sitting up in the nosebleed section. And they've got to be able to see your body language and your facials from all the way up there. And if you're, think of all the best of the best, the Hulk Hogan's, the John Cena's, the Undertakers, Stone Cold, you can tell exactly their mannerisms all the way up in the nosebleed section, because that's how you're supposed to be taught how to wrestle on a big, being larger than life. O'Reilly gets it.
He's awesome. I think he's great. I just don't know how WWE will use him on the main roster just because of his size.
I'm not saying he's the next John Cena. I'm saying out of those three, in my opinion, he stands.
You think more than Adam Cole? That's it.
Which is crazy to me. Yes, I know it sounds nuts. I mean, Adam Cole will get the Adam Cole baby chance for a long time, but then once those fade out, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's probably why the faction works for them. You know.
Yeah.
So what's notable tonight, they showed Alice Cooper's guitarist, Nita Strauss, in the crowd with her boyfriend. What's notable, we did not get the big indie signing sitting crowd side at an NXT TakeOver taping.
I didn't notice that, yeah.
There's no one left.
Who do they got? I mean, Keith Lee, I guess, Walter? Who? I don't know.
Who's that?
That's what we were talking about last week. He's the really big dude, and he's wrestling at Access this weekend.
Okay, what about Glenn's fresh new fade for WrestleMania weekend? You think I was gonna let that go?
I didn't want to bring it up.
I just got it cut, guys. You know,
well groomed, Glenn.
Well, and I try not to spike it too much.
Don't ruin my hashtag right now. Hey, fans, light it up on Twitter right now. Hashtag well groomed Glenn, please. I'm begging for it.
Yeah, it looks good.
I didn't want to spike it too much, Matt, because then people say I'm ripping off your hairstyle when I just do a straight spike. So I was trying to change it up a little bit. Well, thank you. I'm feeling better today. Last night, if we'd done one of these after Hall of Fame, I was just ready to put a bullet in my head. Like this, went on so long. And at a certain point, I was like, I'm not going to quit now. I'm just going to ride this all the way down.
Getting a lot of hashtag well-groomed Glens.
Yay! Good job, guys.
So
the title match, which did not close the show, Aleister Black versus Andrade.
Wait, real quick, Cole and Adam Cole won it. Him and Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong turned heel. Turned on
part of the Undisputed Era now.
Yeah, turned on Pete Dunne, who I thought Pete Dunne was a heel, so it's kind of weird, but so Roderick Strong is now part of the Undisputed Era.
Good for Roddy.
Good for him.
All right.
Yeah. So, man, was that the La Sombra mask that CN was wearing out? Was it the same one?
Yeah.
Cool. So, nice throwback to his lucha past there. Aleister Black thought looked really good. He ended up winning tonight. This was a really good match, man. I feel like there was almost no cooldown tonight. This was the closest thing to a cooldown for me. And it was still really, really good.
I kept thinking, holy crap, these poor guys, how are they going to follow these other matches, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I kept thinking. And I thought this was the main event. This was it. I'll be honest with you. I thought for sure this was it. And then the friggin' unsanctioned match was coming up. I was like, you got to be kidding me. They're never going to be able to do any of this to get any reaction at this point. The fans have got to be dead. No way. What are they thinking? And that's why I'm a Ciampa fan now. And same with, what's his name? Johnny Wrestling. They killed it. But sorry, in this match, freaking out of this galaxy good. This is one of the matches that, in my opinion, is going to be hard for a Mania match to beat. They did their timing. False finishes are one thing. Believable falsies are really, I would always say they're important. But the way tonight, I've not seen it in a long time, executed as far as timing goes better. As far as getting the crowd at that peak. We talk about it, but we kind of exaggerate, because what you heard tonight was getting the fans at their absolute highest, and they can't get any higher, and yanking that carpet out from underneath those motherfuckers. Excuse my language. And and that's the hard on that you have as a wrestler to try to paint that picture in that ring. That is what that holy grail is we all chase. And you heard it here tonight with that oh God, what was it? The DDT at the very end out of nowhere. We just came into the ring, and Aleister ate the DDT thing.
Yeah.
That was so believable. That's the crowd at their highest peak. They could not have gotten any higher, and the timing, if it was 1 second off, wouldn't have been as good. And these two dudes are main rosters. I think they're ready for the main roster. I'm not saying they're going to be called up tomorrow, but Aleister Black is huge star potential with that company.
I think Almas is heading to the main roster. And Zelina Vega. I cannot think of another act where the person helped them so much as Zelina Vega has helped Aleister. I mean, not Aleister, Almas.
Yes.
I was going to say as much as Enzo helped Cass, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. But seriously, like that, I mean, them together, right. Almas by himself, is lacking. And I still, like, with them apart, I don't see him as the top guy. But with Vega, he is. I think for
NXT,
awesome.
She's fantastic.
Oh.
And we'll see what happens on the main roster with him. I could be proven wrong with him. I just don't see him as a big-time star up there because eventually the old saying is, and then the bell rings, right? And it's up to the talent to get themselves over. NXT's tough to judge that with because the fans are so hot for everything.
And plus, he's a natural heel, so they'll probably bring him in as a babyface.
Oh, for sure. And have him start doing his lucha crap.
Right, yeah.
Oh, man. But, I think that's the thing. I mean, whether it's Ray or the times I've talked to Alberto, and who knows what's going on with him right now, but they want to have a face to really push to the Latino market, especially, and I think that he would be a huge help to them in that regard.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be proven wrong. You know what I mean? I love being proven wrong. Sami Zayn being a heel and killing it is my favorite thing I've ever been wrong about in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was really good tonight, and I thought with Black winning, so now it'll be interesting to see. Just we've got some money in the bank.
Now we have a bona fide champion. No offense to the guy before, homeboy before him, but he's a bona fide champion. He's a top dog.
Yeah,
he's great.
So good.
Forget how small he is, though. Like
he is.
You don't realize it in the ring. Yeah, you can't tell, but if you see him like standing with other people, he's only like 205, 210 pounds, something like that. He
is.
Yeah.
How tall?
Wow.
Here, let me double check.
Tell me he's at least 6 feet.
He is. Why didn't it come up? Oh, saying his build is 5'9".
6 feet, 215 pounds. So 6 feet, I'm sure, is exaggerated. So he's probably like a little under 6.
Yeah.
And
La Sombra was built at 5'9", so split the math.
Because of NXT, the guys aren't necessarily big. He doesn't come across as
Black.
Small,
we're talking about.
Yeah, Black.
Oh, Black. Sorry, I thought you were talking about CN. Sorry.
But CN was how big?
5'9" as La Sombra.
Okay. Oh, geez, he's
makes sense for luchador. So this video package, man, NXT's never done anything like this before. How the main roster doesn't do anything like this. This is a 2-year story between DIY coming to the company,
right,
entering, going against each other in the Cruiserweight Classic, breaking up, Ciampa coming back to cost Gargano the championship at TakeOver Philly. I mean, this was just incredible. It goes to show when you really invest this much in building a storyline. That heat that Ciampa got during his entrance with no music, by the way, and that
was awesome. I love that.
Record scratch,
it was old school heel entrance. I love that.
Fantastic.
When's the last time you heard somebody get that genuine heat? Not the Roman after Roman beat the Undertaker, but awesome. We love to hate you heat on that level.
I don't think we have. When?
Yeah,
and that's all storyline too, right?
All story.
That's just how they booked this angle and how Ciampa has sold it on Twitter and social media. I mean, he was just a heat machine out there. It was insane. You don't see that often. You don't see that genuine. I mean, there's so much of you just know these guys are good guys or somebody's a real asshole in real life, but
Batista, but not by design.
Right.
Right. So, the question is, when's the last time? We haven't. Not in the last 5 years, 10 years that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Legit heat. Before fans start typing in Edge or when Edge banged Matt Hardy's girl or whatever. Before we start saying that, I mean, legitimate what we heard here tonight heat. That is some.
And pure storyline based, It's nothing from real life, but it's just storyline and Yeah, I can't remember the last time someone's had that much heat.
Such an amazing connection. Such an amazing connection.
Yeah.
I mean, just incredible. And with Johnny Gargano, without that storyline, I mean, he would not have been that over with the crowd. It was
he's who I explained to you guys who I thought he was. Just random wrestler guy. Hey, look at me, I'm a wrestler. What stands out about him? He's got a rat face and he's short. And he's a good in-ring wrestler. Great. I've seen that a zillion times. What makes him different?
Yeah.
I saw it with my own eyes tonight.
He's
what makes him different?
He connects. He's one of those guys. If you saw him at a bar, you'd be like, "Oh, that guy's probably a cool guy. Like he's probably a nice guy."
Okay, I'd say he's a nice guy.
Nice guy.
Cool.
Nice guy. Like if you're at a wrestler party, you'd be like, "Oh, that guy." Like,
what party? First of all, you don't go.
A wrestler party?
Who goes to wrestling party?
I was at a wrestler party the other day. Wally Mania was. You should have seen the number of guys that were there. It was insane.
Those were paid appearances, right?
No. These were.
You just said, "Hey, I'm a wrestler. You're a wrestler. Let's go out to a party together." How does that work?
Tons of people. Tons of WWE people were there. Big E, Alicia Fox, Mickey James, Nick Aldis.
Wrestlers, you need to start inviting Matt Morgan
Eli
to
Drake.
I know, right?
Wrestler party.
WWE people were there. They're booked.
No. They
for Wally, they're fans. I mean, it's kind of a cool thing, right? Because he's a rapper, correct? This is how old I am. Like,
yeah, Wally.
Rapper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was in the crowd at NXT tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's different. When I was there, guys, and I wasn't even on Mania, we were booked. I was booked every single day, every hour until 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And then if there was I did the video game contest one year, so that like certain events were at nighttime as well. You were booked the entire damn weekend.
Yeah. So I think after 10 or whatever, they're free to do whatever. But there was one SmackDown wrestler that was wasted.
Oh,
it was hilarious. But
and we're not going to say who it is because
I'll tell you after. But it was hilarious.
Excellent.
She was funny.
Yeah, man. Mania this year looks really fun. I think New Orleans having a condensed downtown central area like that probably helps a lot compared to Orlando or even Dallas for that matter.
Yeah. Well, New Orleans, it's different because you got the one street, right? Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
That's like where everything is happening. Like, so it's different than when Texas, you got stuff all over the place, like all around the city.
Yeah.
So Aleister Black with a big win, new champion, folks. NXT top dog, Aleister Black. It couldn't come at a better time in his career. NXT's on the uprise. Moving on to the next match.
Gargano and Ciampa closing the show. Oh man, I love this match. I mean, talk about storytelling and everything. I mean, that bump on the concrete, the stealing the crutches from the guy in the crowd, the moment of hesitation that Gargano had looking into Ciampa's eyes when he almost hit him with the crutch. I mean, this was wrestling as art, as his art of storytelling. This match was textbook, the one I would use as an example to show what you can do to really tell a complicated story.
Dude, those fans, listen to me. Johnny Wrestling almost got jumped tonight at the end when he hesitated. That entire arena was going to whip his ass if he didn't stab him with that crutch.
There was that genuine anger, like frustration when he wasn't using that crutch at the end.
Yes. I'm like, what are they doing to him? Why, WWE, would you do this to him?
Yeah.
And hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. So that power bomb to the concrete, how bad does something like...
Okay. Watch it again. That one I did rewind because I was like, come on, how is he not dead?
Right.
All right. Because he bent his knees at the very last second to take about a good foot off of that fall. But I don't care. He still hit flat concrete slab. Tuck your head like a mother Fletcher and make sure your head stays tucked the entire time like this. Okay? So your head doesn't hit. But your elbows, oh my God. Tailbone, butt. Oh my God! I kept going. I was yelling at my wife, like, "What is he doing? You can't. This match is over."
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. And they did it in a believable way, where the match kept going on, and it didn't make me lose my suspension of disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
But there is no way to take it other than this sucks.
How long was this match? I feel like with that video package, it started like right at
an hour,
10.
right?
Yeah, it was like an hour.
Felt like an hour. Yeah.
And guys, I, as a fan, okay, maybe it's my attention deficit disorder. I don't know, but like for me, I was exhausted after the like. I thought that was the last match, the championship match. I forgot about this because I'm not into the storyline normally, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know this match was still coming. And I remember going, "What? This match should have kicked it off." I remember thinking, you know what I mean? Because what we just saw, they did a great job of crescendoing it to the championship match. I'm like, great, everything's great, new champion, yay! I'm like, I kept thinking, where's the confetti for this guy winning the title, right? Mm-hmm. Black confetti, something weird like that. And then it was like when they went to the thing of Triple H making Gargano sign the gimmick. I'm like, wait, hang on, this is still yet to come. I don't have the energy as a fan to suspend my disbelief for another hour. That's what I remember telling my wife. And that's how good those two are.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never bored. I was never like, they got to start wrapping this up.
No, I wanted more.
Yeah.
They got me.
And I think when you've seen as much wrestling as we have, Matt, being, fans going back to when we were kids, you kind of know false finishes and when they're happening, but this one I got sucked in on a couple of them, And they
didn't throw them out. There wasn't a lot of false finishes in this match, guys.
Yeah,
it was so well done. I cannot. We're talking so differently about this than we do on every single week. You know what I mean?
People tuning in wanting us to be negative. Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, but this, I mean, it's such a contrast compared to everything else the WWE puts out on Raw, SmackDown, and it just makes you wonder. Like,
you know what? If this was another 2 hours, it wouldn't have been as good, right? So when you have these super long shows, it just sucks the energy out.
And guys, the fans at home watching the show right now is also, I'm telling you right now, a big part of this, of why it works, is the schedule. It's the schedule.
Yeah.
Their these guys' house shows are in Florida. They're like an hour drive at most, and they're not free. They're not that much. I don't have many of them. It does a lot to your body. They're not the wrestling part. They're getting in the damn rental car, sitting on a tiny little sardine can of an airplane, and flying overseas and all that other crap. That's when it takes its toll.
Yeah. And they're doing 5 takeovers a year, 1 TV taping a month. They do about every 6 weeks. They do a short loop out of Florida.
And also with the TV tapings, right? Like you don't have Vince changing his mind 30 times over the weeks because they do it all the tapings in one day. And so
I thought that was a given, honestly. But yes.
Yeah.
So
you got Triple H. He's got a direction. He sticks to it, and the storylines make sense. Even though you know who's going to win, a lot of times it doesn't matter because the story is told right. So I think
this
NXT
was
great.
good, guys. This was good, and we've seen some really good other takeovers. My favorite up until now was Sasha versus what's her name?
Bailey, Brooklyn.
Yes, Brooklyn. That was my favorite takeover until this point, and I'm taking this takeover over that one. I hate to say it.
I put this up there with Brooklyn and Dallas are my 2 favorites, and I put this up there right alongside.
It was Dallas. There was Nakamura and Sammy.
Nakamura and Sammy, Joe and Finn, and American Alpha.
Awesome. I love that match.
Okay. This is 1B. Okay.
I still think that was Nakamura's best match since he's come.
Me 3. Yup.
Yeah. This was up there, man. NXT.
Although tomorrow night, I'm calling it. Sorry. Tomorrow night, I'm calling will be Nakamura's best performance today.
Hope so, man.
If they give time. I hope they get time. That's the only thing I'm concerned about is that
they own the
so
network.
Much shit on that card that
they own a network.
They're billing it as a 5-hour show.
Right, but they still got the pay-per-view windows because they still sell it on pay-per-view.
So. I keep forgetting that.
But it's still a 5-hour window. So
hey, Raj,
they should be able to fit it in.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. Sorry.
What's that?
I was going to ask you, for pay-per-view purposes, like how many people buy that on pay-per-view?
So you still get thousands of people buying it on pay-per-view.
Like 5,000 people?
You know what? That I'll have to double check. They stopped reporting the numbers for the pay-per-views because it's fallen so much. But I would guess with WrestleMania it's probably like 20,000 now. Wow. Somewhere in that. I'd have to double check, but it's enough that it's worth doing. But
right, yeah.
Man, I'll tell you, tonight was really, really good. Tomorrow's going to be tough to top this.
It ain't topping it.
Yeah. Opinion. I mean, hopefully they don't raid the creative staff and the roster again.
It's not going to make us feel more than that's what I'm predicting. It will not make us feel what we felt tonight. I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in fact,
go back and watch that ladder match. So.
Did you guys watch? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did you watch the Nakamura thing on the network?
Yes.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to watch that tonight.
They did a good job.
What is it?
Chronicle or whatever they're calling it.
Oh, gotcha.
Special on Nakamura. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
He did a good job. And his English is a lot better than I thought it was. It was very similar to when we saw him on Talking Smack. We're like, why don't they let that guy come out?
Right. That's like same as Asuka. When she speaks, it's like she can speak English fine, but they give her these corny ass lines that, you know.
So I take it back. Maybe maybe her English is. I haven't heard her do that yet. So if you're saying so, I'm sure you're telling the truth. Yeah. If it's similar to Nakamura, when you watch this, you'll see what I'm saying. His English is a lot better than what we see on SmackDown.
Yeah,
it really is.
Absolutely.
And Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not only scripting what they want you to say, but you have producers that are telling you how to say things.
Oh, it's so annoying. Oh, it's worse than ever was when I was there. But yes, it's exactly what's happening. And it's not just one. It's like 10, 20 of them. You know, it would be really cool if you did this as you said
it. Oh, man. So we learned last night coming to the network, we've got more Camp WWE, more story time.
I like Camp WWE.
Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian. That's a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're putting money back into it because they had cut back a lot for a while.
That was a cool looking video package, though, wasn't it, for the network?
Mm-hmm.
I thought
it was Bruce Pritchard's podcast. That's kind of surprising.
Me too. How's that going to work? Is what's his name going to be on it with him? Pushing him?
Oh, Conrad?
Yeah, because that's how that works so well. Is Conrad pushing him with hard questions?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we have Bruce on all the time. We'll have to have him on one of these days and
shoot the best stories, dude. Who has better? You know,
he's the best stories. He's a wealth of just entertaining stories. He's and any wrestler you name, he's like, oh well, there was this creative decision. They wanted him to do this, and
it's during our favorite times as wrestling fans. You know what I mean? All these things that you could talk about.
Yeah. What was it, Glenn? When we had him on last time, he was talking about like when he talked about Goldust, like they wanted to do Dustin Rhodes against Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 9.
I believe so.
Talking about that. Yeah.
That was right before the WWE Raw 25th anniversary,
right?
Where I'm sure this all developed and happened with him coming back to do this. But yeah, that's awesome. I think that'll be good content. I'm glad they're putting more money into the network. That preview for the Page movie was really funny the first time I saw it.
Oh, yes. No, I laughed every time I saw
it. So by the third time,
that an actual scene?
Like, it's supposed to be a scene.
It seemed weird, though. Like, it seemed like it was... it didn't seem like a movie scene. It felt like a backstage segment. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just didn't seem like a movie.
I thought it was good.
Yes. Oh, it was definitely good. But
anytime I see The Rock get to be The Rock, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I mean, when he's on, he's the best. So.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. What else is going on?
So Alberto.
Yeah.
Alberto El Patron. He's scheduled to be in the main event of the next Impact pay-per-view. Redemption, but now he was released today. So I was talking about Wally Mania. Alberto was there. I talked to Alberto for a while. He seemed fine. And then yesterday there was a press conference, and he was there, and Austin Aries was there. And then that night he just no-showed the Impact versus Lucha Underground show. He was in the main event, no-showed, and then today they released him.
So when was his match supposed to be? Last night?
Yeah, it was last night. Yeah,
and they released him today.
Yeah.
And when did you see him?
I saw him Friday night and yesterday for that press conference.
What do you think happened?
I don't know if he. I think he was probably partying and just decided to skip the show. So kind of what it sounded like
at nighttime.
Yeah.
He must have been. If we're not saying this is the truth, but if someone misses a nighttime show, you're all kinds of effed up to Sunday. Holy
right. Yeah.
If you can't shake the cobwebs off by 8 p.m.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Alberto's gone.
Wow. Crazy weekend for wrestling.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, WrestleMania. What time does it officially start at?
7.
Pre-shows at
3 Pacific, right?
That was
I saw an advertisement tonight. It said 7 p.m. WrestleMania starts.
So that's the main card. The pre-show starts 2 hours before that. So
no.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour pre-show.
You're shitting me. So 5 p.m. Eastern time. We don't use Pacific time.
Yeah.
Eastern time?
Yep. 5 p.m.
5
Eastern
p.m.
time. Yep.
I'm not watching that crap, guys. I'm telling you right now. I'm not. That's BS. That's way too much.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like
my kid's got a play date at 3 p.m. I'm not cutting that short to go watch Titus O'Neil or whatever. No.
The Battle Royals. It'll be fun though. It'll be long. I feel like WrestleMania, they just kept it at 3.5 hours, man. It would be a much tighter, better event. I feel like every year the length hurts it.
We realize this is 7 hours, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yep.
At 12 a.m. we're assuming, right?
Yep. 7 hours.
Are they out of their freaking mind?
They know they got a captive audience, man.
Well, you know what? AJ Nakamura, my prediction of them stealing the show can't come true if they kick it off. They'll be right in the not in the middle, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fans' attention spans that have been there since 5 p.m. We had a good time.
Yeah, I think Daniel Bryan will probably steal the show just with the crowd going crazy. I think, just all that. I think it's gonna. Yeah. It's a great card. So, yeah, it's just a lot. I almost feel like they need to start doing just 2 nights. You do like a Saturday and a Sunday, just different main events for each night. You can buy
that's
tickets.
not a bad idea.
You know, it's gotten so stacked that you might as well split it up, and you could get a lot more people on the roster. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. This is their biggest payoff of the year for all these talents, all these storylines that they've been angling to this day.
Yeah.
To maximize it, I think that would be a good idea, Raj.
No. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
And there's no reason a Nakamura AJ Styles championship match couldn't cap off the first night.
And then, you could give that match like an hour or whatever, you know, or 45 minutes, an hour, however much time you needed to.
And just remember, I want you both to remember what I'm saying here. Not what show was better or whatnot. How did each show make you feel? NXT TakeOver versus Mania when we're done.
All right.
And you said 5 p.m. is the pre-show?
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting us cut that out of it because it won't be fair.
Yeah.
Just out of the length will ruin it for Mania.
I mean, me and Glenn will be checking it out, but that's
I'm saying, that's ridiculous.
And those pre-shows it's just so much talking and having to hear them BS about who they think is going to win when you know that's not who they really think.
What was tonight with what's the football player's name that was on the panel tonight? The new guy from Barstool Sports.
How did he do?
I mean, I thought he was somewhere between Otunga and
when was he on?
Rosenberg. He was on the pre-show.
Oh yeah. So did we not say Aleister Black won?
Yeah.
So people were asking.
I said it. People asking.
New champ.
And Gargano won. He keeps, which is kind of weird storyline wise. It's good for the audience, but so now he stays in NXT. I have no clue where they go with this story from here. But tonight was fantastic.
Something with his wife, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could.
I don't know.
I don't think people are done with this feud yet, so I can see them going on with it.
It's new to me, so I mean, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, and you get a title or something involved with it. I don't know.
Maybe. Pat McAfee. That's former NFL punter.
Oh, yeah.
He was with the Colts.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't that good. He's got a lot of charisma.
Some people liked him. I just didn't find him that funny. It's me personal. You know?
What do you all think of what's his name? Sal Ronaldo, whatever his name is.
Mauro Ranallo?
Oh, Mauro was great.
Yeah.
I miss having him on SmackDown, to be honest. I feel like
I like his
JBL
energy.
going.
I like him sometimes. Sometimes he goes a little too over the top, where it's like, dude, shut the.
A couple times. Yeah. A couple times tonight, that's how I felt.
Yeah, same here.
I loved when Velveteen Dream was coming out, saying that he's proved he's tough enough. I was like, aha, callback there.
Dude, he sits there all day and writes that crap down. Like, all day.
He's great. He's great. There are just sometimes where I think he turns it up a little too much, but it's better that way than the other way, you know?
I absolutely. I still like him. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
So final predictions for tomorrow on two things. One, we're all in agreement. The Undertaker showing up, right? I mean, insulting how they're doing that poster with the like ghost Undertaker saying, we don't know at the time of printing. What if the Undertaker... Yeah, on the WrestleMania match card poster, there was like it's color John Cena, black and white, phantom looking Undertaker. We don't know. It's saying at the time of this printing, we don't know if the Undertaker will accept John Cena's challenge.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be there. Is it going to be a match or just a segment? And that's
segment and a huge bold prediction. Set up next year, man.
Yeah.
A guy I was playing with my kids' buddy ball league today. He's a huge wrestling fan. He watches our show too sometimes. He was saying, but then Undertaker's a whole year older, Matt. You know, do you think you can do that? And I'm like, that's a good point. I don't know.
Yeah, he's 50. What is he? 51. So these years are, you know, they mean a lot more once you hit. It's 53. So he'll be 54 next year. So
wow. And he was working his ass off, though, in the gym, I thought. Why was he working out for?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but are they that stupid that they would just put Undertaker in a match without saying, hey, Undertaker's in a match?
Yeah, what did Meltzer say? I'm sorry, Matt.
What you just said about advertising with the smoke thing or the black and white thing, that's not advertising. I'm talking about like they normally advertise, hey, this is Undertaker's maybe his last match.
Right.
For like months.
Yeah, I'm curious, you know, like people in the chat too. Do you guys like it better with this intrigue if Taker's going to be there, or do you think it would have been better to promote John Cena versus Undertaker? Two legends, you know, going at it.
Full scale advertising. Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, Meltzer reported that Vince liked this direction where the story of if he's going to be there, and that's the story, not two legends wrestling. So, I don't know, but you know what? There was a lot of intrigue about it. There was a lot of people I talked to in New Orleans that were, you know, you'd be surprised how many people don't think Taker's going to be there, or don't know. It's like, wow. Yeah.
Okay then. Final prediction for who Braun Strowman's tag team partner is going to be.
And guess who nobody cares about? That.
I'm seeing it on Twitter. I see it all over other sites that discuss wrestling. That like more speculation you would think for something that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
Eli,
James Ellsworth,
Elias.
Yeah, I'd like to see Elias. I'm thinking maybe Bray though.
Bray,
which is they posted that photo of them together on the plane.
Yeah, but they're travel partners. And he posted that. So.
But it just seems weird. When's the last time a champion that was still on the roster didn't have a match at Mania the next year? I mean, he might be in the Andre, but
I mean, I think Bray, you repackage him a little bit. Do something.
Yeah. It serves him better to stay off this one. It just does.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. Cool, guys. So tomorrow you will see what tired looks like when you tune in to watch the three of us.
I'm already halfway there. But and a big thank you. There's so many people that came up and said nice things about the podcast. You guys, Matt, your Wi-Fi got some heat, but
really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
it was funny. There were a couple people that were. I was surprised how many wrestlers listen to the podcast. So
okay, who told you that? I'm curious about this.
I'll tell you when we go off.
Okay.
But there was another party last night. There was a ton of wrestlers at that thing. But tons of fans coming up saying thanks, and I really want to thank everyone. It was really cool meeting everyone. So.
Wow. It's great, man. I mean, look, I see it on social all the time. Thank you to everyone that listens and supports this podcast. You are the reason why we do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's fantastic. So Matt, Mr. @BP Matt Morgan 4 Longwood on Facebook. You want to plug anything, Matt? Are you good?
No,
ready to just go sleep? Yeah, turn in, folks. I'm Glenn Rubenstein. Be sure to follow me and follow Raj Giri _303 and Wrestling Inc. on Twitter. We're all going to be live tweeting tomorrow during WrestleMania. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back here afterwards on the podcast. Talk about it all. So until next time, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Glenn Rubenstein. Happy WrestleMania Eve, and we will see you back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.